Alrighty then, welcome everyone. We are having another game of so-called D&D. Not really D&D, but I'm gonna call it D&D for simplicity. This time, I will not forget about the comments. I am ready to receive them anytime. I'm just ready. Con, are you ready?
I'm ready. I've already
You're
got them
ready.
open. I've been here.
Okay, you're ready. Drew, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, nice. It's Drew, our guest from the Untitled Bank.
Wow,
Whoa.
hello.
No reaction. Like, I clearly mislabeled you. No.
Well, should I introduce myself?
Yeah, go ahead. You are from
Uh,
Untitled Bank, right?
yeah, true. Um, okay, hello everyone. Great to meet you. Thank you so much for the studio to invite me here. I'm Drew from Untitled Bank. I am a growth lead, community manager, marketer in this team. Yeah, happy to join.
Okay, but you're not really going to correct me when I say Untitled Bank to Untitled Bank?
Oh, pardon. What was it? Untitled Bank?
Yeah, I said Unentitled. I've been
Oh.
preparing this joke for like several days now.
Oh my god, I ruined it, so I'm sorry. My speaker is not working very well, I see.
Alright, okay. I'm not going to forget about the comments.
Okay.
Perry is showing some love to you here.
Oh, hi Perry.
Yeah, he's pretty active. Well, maybe not a bit, not lately, because I know he's been going through some stuff with IRL and preparing, the thing, which we're not going to spoil. But yeah, preparing the thing. He told you about the thing, right?
Yeah, excited.
Yeah.
It's very ominous. He's been preparing the thing.
Yes,
It's
it's
just
the thing. I'm not going to say it because that's his announcement to make, but he's preparing the thing, and I don't know what he meant by that. Oh well. It looked like maybe an anime name, Eres. Well, it also means you are in Spanish, but I don't see how that would be relevant. Yes, I remembered you this time. You're here.
Yes, Lido.
Here.
Yes, loves Sonex. I remember this. I think someone was saying it last week. Yeah, always here, very loyal.
I was actually pronounced it Lida in my head, but I guess
So did I. But what's the guys from Sonex's name that we played with on Monday?
Odysseus.
Odysseus, that's it. He pronounced it Lido, so I just assumed they knew each other.
Well, yeah. Lida is pretty active, like in majority of projects, really. Well, at least the bigger ones. I don't know about the smaller ones because I'm not that active there either, to be honest. Okay, now we are going to be talking about aggregated layer of Untitled Bank. And I spent like a good 3 hours just researching the basic concepts of DeFi, just to understand that one paragraph that explained what the aggregated layer means.
Thank you.
And knowing that Noodle here is just as clueless as I am.
I'm so plugged in, famously.
Plugged in.
Yeah, have you not heard that saying?
Nope.
Okay.
I know in Catalan,
it's not
plugged in means energetic. Like
So
there was
plugged in just means in the know, I guess. Yeah.
Like when I was in my university, there was a professor at 8 a.m. who is like super energetic, and we all just dying because we want to sleep because we got up at like 7 o'clock to get here. Some people got up at like 6 o'clock because they live far away, and we're just like barely able to stay awake. And he's so energetic, so we called him plugged in. That's like a Catalan saying for energetic, because he's plugged in, so he has energy. At least that kind of makes sense. English one really that doesn't to me. Oh.
It's the I know certain sayings just make no sense to you at all.
Yeah, pretty much. I was gonna say something. Okay. I guess we can just start anyway. So yeah. Oh yeah, Drew, you are going to be the smart one today, because we obviously are not. So yeah, that's how the job. It's our responsibility to be the smart one. All right. So the game begins since you've never been with us. Introduce your name. It can be Drew or it can be anything else. Noodle usually goes with Noodle. I'm going to be playing the part of NPCs. And we're just going to roleplay a guy who is walking his way through the story of how he finds out about stuff. Yeah, a little bit of storytelling here. Like, when little kids play Make Pretend? That's kind of a similar thing. Except we're adults. But we keep playing those games. So, yeah. Not like it's unusual for these days. All right, so you walk into the bar in the Wild West City, and this guy greets you. He's a French barman. Greetings. I am Monsieur Viscus, and I can see that you're not from around here, seeing how I know everyone in this city. So I am asking you what your names are.
My name is Noodle. I don't like French, but you know this. I feel like you do this just to annoy me now. Not a fan of the French.
Mon ami, not a big fan of the French.
No, see, I just don't understand what you're saying. It's not
Of
going
course
in.
you understand what you're saying. Vous ne comprenez pas ce que je veux dire?
We.
I know like
yeah.
A1 French, so I know just enough French to annoy you. Not enough French to be able to speak with anyone, but just enough French to annoy you.
Yeah, it's annoying. It is really annoying because it gets me because I don't understand.
Yeah, very much.
I need to
And
learn.
and vous, mademoiselle, what would be your name?
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Drew. My name is Drew. Je peux parler un peu de français. I can speak a little bit of French, but yeah, I think we should speak English here.
C'est très bien. Vous voudrez boire quelque chose d'ici?
See.
That's Spanish, but yeah.
Yeah, I tried my best.
I'm saying, would you like to drink anything on this fine day before I send you on your merry way? Yeah, well, joke's on you, because even if you do, well, at least we wouldn't understand anything of what you would say, because the whole game is centered about us understanding what we are talking about rather than the plot itself.
If she can spoil the whole game, I'd like to get heads up.
Yeah, like no worries. Even if she does, like you will not understand actually what it's about. So yeah. Oh, what would you like to drink, monsieur? Yes, I'm talking to you.
Ooh, don't know. Drew, what do you want to drink? What do you usually drink?
Just a martini, please.
Wonderful choice. And what about you?
I'll take one as well, please. Shaken, not stirred. Classic.
Yes. How original. The Brits never cease to amaze me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here are your orders. And I would like to say that there's quite a special day today. Not for most people that live here, but for one of our normal customers. Limaso, why don't you come here, dear? He comes in. You got another work for me today. Well, of course I do. You got your debt to pay. All right then. So what is this about? I heard something about a bank. We're gonna do something about setting up a bank. How would you expect me to do it? I got the instructions right here for you. Now off you go, and perhaps for you to understand a little bit better about these parts, perhaps you could do some free labor. I mean, not free labor. I mean, help out this clueless guy who is trying to go out and understand things about how bankery works.
Wait, so we're helping him?
Yes, that would be correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you will get to meet some interesting folks around the way.
Do we get paid?
No, you will not get paid.
See, this is unfair. This is unfair. I don't like this whole voluntary thing. Boo.
Would you rather prefer to just sit in a corner and do nothing all day?
Yes, by far. I'd love to do that.
Now, that would normally be fine, but perhaps you are new here, and if the sheriff spots people just squatting in a corner, he might get suspicious about you, but he'll be not as suspicious if you are accompanied by a local. I will definitely not snitch on you and say these squatters are occupying our space for nothing.
Okay. I'm inclined to not believe him purely because of my natural suspicion of the French. Okay, I guess we'll go. It's fine.
That's a wise choice, otherwise you wouldn't be making any other choice. Now, off you go. And the guys, they go out into the
Lyda
street.
agrees with me. I just want to say in chat, Lyda agrees with me. She says it's not fair. We should be. We need a union or something. We're unpaid workers.
All right, I hear you about the union, but trust me, in the Wild West, you are either part of the gang or you're not. And if you're not part of a strong gang, you ain't going anywhere with it.
You're either part of a gang or you're not. That's wise words there.
Yeah, I don't even mind. It's just something I get told all the time, especially when I'm dead. All right, anyway, this is the instruction that he gave me. Unfortunately, you cannot see the bottom part. Hold on.
What the
I will-
writing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just read it, I guess. It talks about aggregated layer. Core market, core bank. Hold on, I feel like I need to start from the very basics. That over there, it talks about what was it? Modular and monolithic lending. Do you happen to know what the in the bollocks that means?
What money lending?
Modular and monolithic. Hold on a second. I think I have a clue.
I know monoliths are a structure in The Witcher 3.
Yeah, that's exactly my thing.
With
Hold
great
on, come with me.
information.
Come with me. Okay, look. You walk for a few minutes. Okay, look. We got a monolith right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our monolith.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They're in The Witcher. I know this.
yeah, so we come to this monolith, and we land around this monolith. There's probably like a sign somewhere that you are only allowed to lend money or lend like grain or meat around this monolith. Yeah, we figured it out. Yeah, don't you agree, Drew? That's what monolithic lending is, right?
Yeah, I think it is correct.
It makes complete sense to me. Why
Yeah.
didn't we do that?
And then, look at this. And then when we talk about modular lending, there's like stones around it. Maybe each stone is a module. You think that's what it means?
Yeah, I think that is a very good metaphor.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's the big stone, which is the monolith, and then there's small stones, which are like each individual stones, and that's modular.
Wow, actually, that is really great way of explaining it.
Yeah, like, of
This
course,
makes complete sense to me.
I am a bit hungover here, but it's when you are hungover that you get the best results. Like, you know that periodic table? The guy invented it when he was asleep from the alcohol.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about the drunk part, but he did it while he was sleeping. And surely hungover is the state is like very close to it, right?
Agree.
Something like that. Oh wait, the other part of the paper actually has some instructions for me. Okay, it tells me. I can already imagine Monsieur Vescos reading this to me. Dear Limoso, for you to understand the concept, why don't you go to the meat market first and you will see some metaphors for this. Yeah, that's something he would say. Okay, look. There's a meat market like right there. Let's go over there. All right, so as we're walking, it says, let's see. First is the complexity, something about complexity about modular lending. First, he says, segmented markets. Each market or vault operates independently. A market for lending grain is going to have different rules than a market for lending meat. Wait, they can lend not just money but this? Well, that's kind of funny.
I was going to say, how does one lend meat considering you are going to have to give it back at some point, right?
Yeah, that would not make any sense. Huh. Maybe he lends you meat today, you eat it, and then you lend the whatever meat you catch tomorrow. That could be one way to do it. But obviously, because it's meat, it's perishable. So grain is going to have different rules. And maybe that's what he means, but it's complex. Now we have two different sets of rules. Because you gotta return meat faster than you can return grain. Grain lasts longer.
Of course.
I think I'm learning something here. Are you learning something, Drew? I bet you didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it.
I see. Yeah, I'm a genius right here. Then it says, liquidity is often fragmented. What do you mean liquidity? Like all the alcohol? Some markets may have low liquidity. I see. Some bars might be short on alcohol, while others have a lot of alcohol. And because some have low liquidity, it leads to higher slippage. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. They have less liquid, but higher slippage. Isn't that the opposite? That sounds like the opposite of what should be true. Okay, hear me out. If you have a lot of alcohol in a cup, then it's going to spill. Or slip.
Yes.
But if you have little, it's not going to slip.
No.
I see. So why does it say that low liquidity means high slippage? That's a mystery. Hey, Drew, maybe you know something about it.
I was going to say, we need knowledge dropped on us right now.
Yeah, we need someone smart with us.
Sorry, I think I lost a little. So you want me to explain about low liquidity having high slippage?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, if there's a lot of liquidity, then it should mean that there's a lot of slippage, right? Because it slips. The liquid is spilling. Yeah, well, like breaking a little bit of the character and going to the actual explanation.
Well, so when we say low liquidity, it means there's like fewer market participants, lower trading volume. So assets may be harder to be bought or sold, like traded quickly. So those low liquidity leads to high slippage because a large order needs to be like filled across multiple price levels, and there aren't enough like counterparties to absorb large orders at the current marketplace. So low liquidity, high slippage.
I think I understand this better now. When there's low liquidity, that means the bar has little alcohol. And because there's little alcohol, people are going to slip all of this liquid all over the bar because they are not happy about it.
Yeah, like
I see. Yeah.
But if there's low liquidity, where are they getting all the alcohol from?
No, they are getting alcohol. It's just very little alcohol for each guy. Okay. Yes, instead of having a full pint of beer, you actually get only like a quarter. Yeah, something like that. All right, what's the next one? The next complexity of modular lending. All right. What is modular lending? He says. It is when. Okay, so he says, since we're on the meat market, each stall sets up their own rules, and each stall is like a module. That's why it's called modular.
Mm-hmm.
Next complexity is that there's technical knowledge required. Users may need to interact with smart contracts. Smart contracts, man. The way we do it is if we say we're gonna do something, that word is the law. So anything to do with smart contracts, I ain't your guy. I cannot only interact with regular contracts, much less smart contracts. Yeah, you do that? You know how to do the smart contract thing?
Well, smart contracts blockchain, isn't it?
Something about it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, this guy is sometimes even more clueless than I am.
Wait, hold on. Me?
Yeah,
I know what smart contracts are. I've written a piece about it, I think, somewhere. I hate this guy. You're doing such a bad impression of me.
Yeah, that's yeah, you think I'm gonna praise you?
Yes. I do so well.
I guess your clips are okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because they are of my content.
Our content.
Oh.
We're having a domestic. We're having a domestic now.
Yes, comrade, it's our content.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what smart contract is.
And the next thing he says, managing multiple positions across different markets increases the cognitive load. So that means if I go and trade with many different stalls, I gotta remember the prices on all of them, as well as the rules and the names. Because if you don't know the name of the vendor, he's gonna get mad at you. And it's very difficult to remember after you had a fun night.
Very true. Real.
And then it says, cross-chain functionality. It's difficult to do modular lending because it adds layers of complexity with different rules. I think I understand this. Like if you want to go to a different city and you want to trade between the cities, it's going to be difficult, you know? All of this stuff is going to pile up, and we have different cultures and different people living everywhere. Yeah, something about that. Yeah, I believe we came in a loop. And then there's monolithic lending. Yeah, our trusty monolith. Users interact with a single interface to deposit, borrow, or manage funds. That sounds like some banking business I have no idea about. Okay, so it sounds to me like instead of having the whole market, you would do something like a big market. But everyone is following the same rules. And if you are lost, there's someone at the door, the so-called portero, who's gonna guide you. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think that sounds really right. So monolithic lending, it's like a giant single pool where you deposit all the assets and you you borrow from that big pool. So yeah, that is correct way of explaining.
Hold on a second, I'm lost in my notes. Okay, and I got more details here. Key features include unified liquidity. All assets are pulled into a single limited set of markets. Standardized rules. Centralized control. And something more. That's... yeah, I think I solved the whole game. Don't you think so? Yeah, this guy. I think I gave you enough clues. And you're not even hungover, so surely you understand it now, right?
Of course I understand it. Yes.
Great.
Well,
Great. All that liquidity and slippage. That makes me want to drink a little bit more. And then we get to this part. I see. Well, I'm gonna need help so for that to be explained. What's that? Custom markets, custom banks. So what is this core bank and core market? And why are they core?
All right. So in this is a very unique layer structure in Untitled Bank. So as we explained earlier, Sleazy made it so brilliant in explaining the monolithic and modular markets. So modular is like having many different customized banks, vaults, markets, many like a lot of options for users to like navigate, explore, access all the risk parameters. And then what we are actually used to is the lending platform like Aave or Morpho, which is a monolithic lending where you can just, so let's say there's a single pool you deposit like ETH, you can borrow like USDC in a so that's a giant one single pool that you can deposit and borrow from. So that's actually easy to use, and the liquidity is like all managed in a single pool. However, having a single pool gives you a lot of risk. So it's how modular lending emerged, as it has different options for users to like explore. But since there's like too many options for users to like access, what we thought that could be really a barrier for users to actually try using the modular lending, like modular vaults, modular markets. So we actually named it custom banks and custom markets in our own structure, but it's actually normally called modular banks and modular markets. And our core bank and core markets, just like Aave Compound, we aggregate all the different banks into like a single, just like a single aggregated like user interface, so that users can only look at the single interest rate in the core bank, but actually they are accessing to the all different custom banks. So we have two different aggregated layer, which is core bank that aggregates all the custom banks, and core market that aggregates all the custom markets. Is it clear for you?
All right. So if I understood it correctly, there's one way to do it. There's one giant meat stall,
Mhm.
like the giant meat stall. Yeah, it can service everyone, but if it goes out of business, then everything suddenly fails. That would be one way of saying that it's centralized. Another one is where there are many different stalls, but because of there are many different stalls, it's complex. So it sounds like you aggregated all of the little guys into one big building and just providing a guide for the user to not get overwhelmed while also maintaining decentralization of this all.
Yeah, that is correct. It's like having a kiosk in front of the building door that has like information of all different floor stalls, markets, and then you can just access to all the markets with just a single interface.
Now that's something I can get behind, especially because it's no fun to go to a big vendor and not haggle for the price. You know, if you're buying meat and you don't even haggle, what are you expected to pay the price that he sets you? That's just crazy talk, bro. You cannot even customize anything. You cannot even know the vendor that is selling to you. You gotta have human connection there. Otherwise, are you really buying or might as well interact with a robot? Yeah. And do you think you could provide some kind of guidance if I wanted to set up my own stall?
Of course.
That's a clue for you to talk about setting up your own bank. You know.
Oh, actually, setting up our own bank is really a tech part that normal like retail users really do not have to like understand. But to like make just to introduce the concept, it's that anyone can just use the function like the smart contract we made to just create a vault. You can like set which which loan token, which collateral token you want, which oracle, which what like LLTP, the liquidation loan to value ratio. You can set all different settings, and you can create your own market and bank.
Nice. And I would ask you more questions, but that's the extent of my research.
Okay.
Pretty much. And yeah, it's a 30 minutes game, a bit shorter than normal, but I think it was nice and sweet, especially because we focused more on technical concept rather than the gameplay itself. But yeah, thank you everyone who comments on today. I completely missed this guy. Oh yeah, say hi to it's the guy is called Straight Ass in Discord, by the way. He has a different name here.
Hello.
Maybe-
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen him around. He's also pretty active.
Well, what was his name? Sorry.
Straight Ass.
Oh, yes. I think he in the saloon.
Yep. He was there in a second. You recognize
Yeah.
him? He's gonna be very sad if you don't recognize him.
No, I do. I remember this.
Yep. And other than that, hope you enjoyed. And Lida did not spoil anything. Not that it would do anything, even if she did, but you know. Other than that, any final thoughts? Any final message you have? Maybe anything we should be looking forward to?
Well, thank you so much, Sleazy. Like, your acting was it was so brilliant. Well, yeah, actually, we've focused on aggregated layer throughout the session. But actually, the aggregated layer is not live on Untitled Bank yet. So we've only introduced modular bank until now, and then we will be introducing aggregate layer very soon. That's what everyone's been waiting for, and I think it's really coming close. So I'm really excited to introduce that to you in probably in a month or two. So yeah, please.
And I heard it it's your own invention. Nobody else has it.
Yeah, that's correct. Well, not my own invention, my tech team's invention, but yes.
Yes, I also take credit for everything our CTO is doing. And I also take credit for everything Noodle is doing.
That is true.
Yeah, just because I happen to be here, I'm the one taking the entire credit. Well, I'm joking about the CTO, but I'm not joking about Noodle. Yeah, that's my job. Yeah,
my success is just he thrives off.
Yes, you do the work. I take all the success. Yeah,
Yeah, he takes all the credit.
Probably not, but Lead is asking for alpha about TG. Probably because there's Sonic's news recently about the keys and stuff. Which, well, we will help them with a little explanation video about the keys. I still don't know what the deal with Sonic's keys is all about. And yeah, Yunil also going to come with me to make this funny little video with them. I'm informing you right now because I didn't inform you before that. And yeah,
What's this? We're making a video with them.
Yeah, it's gonna be like explanation video. And yeah, Drew also, if you need any help with any explanation videos, I'm also happy to assist because there's not many people who actually make any videos. You know.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, and other than that, been a fun game, and we'll see you next time.
All right, goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. It was fun.